The less available you become, the more valuable you appear. You know that moment when you pulled back from a man, and suddenly he started chasing you harder than ever before. That wasn't luck. That was science. Distance doesn't kill desire. Distance creates it. Here's what nobody tells you about attachment. It doesn't grow in constant availability. It ignites in the space between you. When he realizes you have a life that doesn't revolve around him. When your time becomes a limited resource he has to earn. I had a client, stunning fashion buyer, totally devastated because the guy she'd been seeing went cold. She responded by becoming more available, more accommodating, texting good morning, asking when she'd see him, basically handing him all the power. I told her something that changed everything. The moment you started chasing is the moment he stopped. Masculine energy pursues. Feminine energy is worth pursuing. When you flip that, you're fighting evolution itself. We implemented what I call the strategic distance protocol. She went completely silent for 5 days. Not as a game, as a genuine recalibration. She redirected all that energy back into herself. Her work, her friends, her passions. Day 3. He texted. Day 4. He called. Day 5. He showed up at her coffee shop. Suddenly, this man who barely gave her scraps was planning weekend trips and talking about making things official. That's the power of space. A man's emotional attachment doesn't form from your constant presence. It forms from the fear of your permanent absence. The psychology behind this is called intermittent reinforcement. It's why slot machines are addictive. Why we check social media compulsively. Why distance makes a man fixate on you. When you're always there, always responding, always available, you become predictable. Predictability kills desire. There's no tension, no mystery, no wondering what you're doing or who you're with. But the moment you create space, his brain shifts from complacency to competition mode, from taking you for granted to realizing you're a prize other men can see too. There's a quote by Annie's Nin I love. We don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. When a man sees you pulling back, his interpretation depends on his investment. If he was never that into you, distance confirms it and you move on. But if he has genuine interest, distance triggers loss aversion. We fight harder for what we're about to lose than for what we already have. This is why women who are always available end up being the ones men neglect. While women who have boundaries, who have full lives, who aren't afraid to say no become the ones men are emotionally attached to. Think about luxury brands. Chanel, Hermes, they create desire through exclusivity, not accessibility. You can't just buy a Birkin bag. There's a wait list. Scarcity makes women want it more. You need to operate the same way, not as manipulation, but as a woman who understands that your presence is a gift, not a given. Here's the relationship hack. Every time you feel the urge to reach out to him, redirect that energy into something that makes you more interesting. That workout class, that friend you've been meaning to call, that project that excites you. The version of you he falls in love with isn't the one anxiously waiting for his text. It's the version so engaged in her own life that he has to work to become part of it. Let me be clear. This isn't about playing hard to get. This is about genuinely becoming a woman whose life is so full that being available isn't your default. It's something you choose when someone proves they deserve access to you. Distance creates attachment because it forces him to sit with his feelings without the distraction of your constant presence. He wonders what you're doing, who you're with, whether he's blowing his chance. In that wondering, his imagination fills the gaps. He romanticizes you, idealizes you, builds you up in ways that would never happen if you were always available. Here's the beautiful paradox. The more you pull back, the more he leans in. The less you need him, the more he needs you. Men are wired to pursue, to conquer, to win. You can't win something that's already won. Subscribe if you haven't already because I'm teaching you the psychology others won't understand. Comment below about a time you pulled back and watched his interest skyrocket. Your absence should feel like a loss, not relief. If he's relieved when you pull back, he was never your person. But if your absence haunts him, that's when real attachment forms. That's when he stops taking you for granted. You are not pursuing. You are not chasing. You are being so valuable, so vibrant, so completely okay without him that he has no choice but to step up or step aside. Either way, you win.